Okay, so this is take 2 on Thursday, the 1st of April. April Fool's Day. Maybe that's why it's all going wrong. No, the problem was my internet hasn't been properly sorted, so it's been a pain, but anyway. So, welcome to take 2. So we'll start seated. Again, if you want to lift the hips on a yoga block or a cushion, rolled up blanket or towel, we'll lift the hips up so that the knees are a little bit more open. We can sit up nice and tall and we're a bit more relaxed. So I'll start with my little intro. If you want to have some music on, please feel free to put that on now. Excuse my nasally voice, I've had a bit of a cold, so it's kind of like leaving me now. But if I need to like dab my nose or if I sound a bit funny, that's why. Feel free to grab yourself a drink as well, have that nearby. If you want to have padding for the knees, an extra yoga mat, or you can put a blanket under the knees once we're on hands and knees. Please feel free to do that. Ahimsa. So ahimsa is respecting, firstly, our bodies, ourselves, so not pushing through any feelings of pain, major discomfort. If there's any niggles or pains that come out through the practice, then just take a restful posture for you. Come out of whatever you're in. If you want to go into child's pose or lying, whatever is, comfortable for you, then take that time. Respect where your body's at today. Not kind of forcing your body into really spectacular looking postures. So this is the first class in my new space, so there won't be anyone, sneaking around the house. You might hear some traffic going past. Hopefully there's nothing too loud, but don't think there's anything else to report on. So we'll start with our chant of Om. Om being the underlying vibration of the universe. So when we chant Om, we connect to the universe as a whole, to each other, and to our inner selves. So we'll bring the hands into Anjali Mudra, prayer position, thumbs gently resting on the chest or the sternum. We can close the eyes or just gently gaze down past the nose towards the mat. You can chant outwardly with me, or if you want to chant silently, that's absolutely fine. We'll take a nice deep breath in, and on the exhale, we'll chant our Om. So, taking a nice deep breath in. Then we'll gently blink the eyes open. And we can release the hands to the knees. So we'll start our physical practice with our Pavamuktasana, our warm-up. So, keeping the hands on the knees, we'll gently drop the left ear towards left shoulder. We can extend the right arm out to the side, immediately feeling the sense of opening in the side of the neck, maybe down into the shoulder. If this feels too intense for you today, then you can always put that hand back onto the knee and just drop the ear towards the shoulder. Taking a nice deep breath in and releasing that breath. Not straining anywhere. And that right shoulder is just gently dropping away from the ear. So we'll return gently the right hand to the knee, lift the head through centre, dropping it now towards the right shoulder. We can extend the left arm out to the mat, just to open up through the side of the neck and the shoulder. I just did kind of a shoulder roll there, just to make sure that the chest and the heart space is nice and open. So if you want to do the same, that might feel nice. And again, just notice how different this side feels to the other. One side for me feels much tighter than the other. And you know, if you work on a computer or you drive a lot, look down at your phone a lot, we've kind of created lots of stress on the neck. So just gently releasing any tension we hold in the neck is really beneficial. So we'll lift the head up to centre, and we will now, let's do our take off the jumper stretch. I like that one. And extend the arms out in the front, dropping the left knee to right, so left hand to right knee, right arm comes over the top to left knee. So we've got our arms crossed, we arch through the back and just gently drop the head towards the mat. Feeling the space in between the shoulder blades start to open. Releasing any tension in the upper back body, in the shoulders, in the neck. Nice gentle ebb and flow of breath. In and out through the nose. Then we'll gently blink the eyes open if they're closed. Sit up nice and tall as we release the hands from the knees. We'll draw the arms up alongside the body, reaching up to the sky from the elbows. Arms extend up towards the sky, fingertips nice and spread. So we'll draw the elbows down through our cactus arms, opening the heart centre. Shoulder blades roll together, elbows drawing down, and the arms release. Lovely. So we'll take that on the other side, extending the arms out in front again. This time the right arm comes to left knee first, and left arm comes over the top to the right knee. Again, we'll arch through the back, gently drop the head towards the floor. Noticing, again, if one side felt much tighter than the other. Seeing if you can release a little further with every exhale. So we'll gently lift the head, starting to sit up nice and tall, releasing the hands from the knees. We'll draw the arms alongside body, reaching the elbows up to the sky, extending through the arms, fingertips spread. So we'll draw down again from the elbows, expanding the chest, the heart space, feeling that tension release from the front of the shoulders as the elbows draw downwards and the hands release to the mat. Lovely. So now we'll extend the arms out to each side. We'll gently drop into the right hand. Left arm reaches up and over. So we're creating space in the left side body. Trying to draw down through the left hip as well. We want both sitting bones to be on the floor here. And again, just going as far as is comfortable for you today. Not working through any pain or discomfort. If you need to draw the right hand closer towards the body, that's absolutely fine. Taking nice, gentle breaths in and out through the nose. Noticing the rib cage expanding as you inhale. And maybe you release a little with your exhale. So we'll come through centre. We'll drop this time into the left hand. Right arm reaches up and overhead. Shoulder drops here of the right arm. So we've got this space in between the shoulder and the ear. Shoulder's not kind of, compact against the ear. We've got this space here, creating length and space in the side body. Again, with your inhale, feeling the rib cage expanding. And exhaling, maybe you go a little further. Again, if you need to take that bottom hand closer towards the body, there's no reason why that's not okay. This is your personal practice, so you do what's right for you. So we'll come through centre again and we'll go down to the right hand one more time, opening through the left side body. Left shoulder is dropped. Space between the ear and the shoulder, space in the rib cage. And again, we'll come up and over, dropping into the left hand. Right arm reaches up. Inhale. Feel the rib cage expand. Exhale, release. And we'll come back to centre gently. So we'll stay sitting on our blocks or whatever you're on. And we're going to extend the left leg out straight in front of us. We want the heel to be rooted into the ground, toes pointed up towards the sky, almost like that foot is pressed up against a wall. We've got energy in the leg and the foot and the toes. If you need to take a little bend to that knee, that's absolutely fine. My hamstring's very tight, so I can definitely benefit from a little bend. Our other leg, foot just gently rested. It can either be by the knee or a little bit further up onto the thigh, and the knee just dropped to the side. So this is our half butterfly. Sitting up nice and tall, we'll just gently bring the hands either side of the body to kind of give us a bit of stability, helping us keep a nice tall spine. Both the feet are active. We've got energy flowing through the body. Warming up through the back of the right leg and through the hip of the left leg. Again, not working through any pain, only going as far as is comfortable for you. Remembering to have a gentle ebb and flow of breath. So, we'll now take our right hand to our left foot, the foot of the bent leg. We'll gently lift that leg up. We're going to draw our left arm underneath, kind of through this hole here, and just hold on to the lower leg. Our right hand is just gently holding on to the toes, and we're literally going to use that hand to help us rotate the ankle here. Just gently. One way and then the other. If you want to, you can interlock the fingers and the toes here. That sometimes feels quite nice. Again, just a gentle circle one way and the other. I'm feeling a few cracks here. Cracks and creaks. So just very gently working out any kinks in the ankle, in the foot. Don't know if you're a toe clicker, but if you want to click the toes, then you can. Oh, there was a click. And then we'll gently release that foot to the floor, remove the arm from underneath the leg, and we're going to send our left leg out long now. You might feel that that leg feels a bit longer than the other one. It's interesting, once we kind of lengthen and create space in the body, our legs and our arms can sometimes feel longer and taller. So we'll keep our left leg out nice and long, again foot flat and toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Our right leg bends now, that foot comes onto the inside of the left leg. Again, wherever is most comfortable for you, and it might be slightly different to the other side. Excuse me. Sitting up on your block or blanket, our right leg just drops out to the side for our half butterfly. You can bring the hands to the sides of the body, helping us sit up nice and tall. Spine nice and elongated. A gentle flow of breath in and out. And then we'll bring our left hand to our right foot. Gently lift the leg with both hands, and then we can bring our right arm through this gap here, just gently holding on to the lower leg. Again, we can interlock the left hand and right foot, right toes if we want to, or just hold on to the toes. And we'll take a nice gentle circle one way, and then we can swap to the other. Again, just working out any nooks, any creaky bits. Oh, there's some cracks. Oh, that was my ankle that time. And our left foot is still nice and active. Toes can be spread if you can spread the toes. I can do it on my left foot and not my right. I'm trying to teach myself how to do it on both feet. So just taking the ankle one way and the other. Only moving in your kind of bubble of comfort. And then we can bring that foot to the floor, remove the hand, and extend it out to the side. So we're going to come onto all fours. Actually, let's just take the wrists in our little figure of eight motion. So we'll interlock the fingers, bringing the hands together in this figure of eight motion, warming up the wrists, bringing some mobility to the joints of the body, preparing us, kind of creating warmth and space for us to move the body. Okay, then we'll come to stillness. So we'll bring the feet flat onto the floor, drop the knees and the feet to one side. We can remove whatever we were sitting on before, and I'm going to swap this way so I can go to my hands and knees. We'll just gently come to hands and knees. So if you want to get some knee padding now, you can pop that underneath the knees. I've got carpet, rug and 2 mats, so I'm alright here. When you're ready, we'll bring the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hip points, and we're going to move through our cat-cow, always starting from the tailbone. Then we move the abdomen and the lower back, and then the chest, and then the head moves last. So from our nice neutral flat back position here, from the hips or the tailbone, we tilt it up towards the sky, lifting your bottom up. Then our abdomen drops towards the floor. Chest lifts to the wall in front of us, and the head lifts. Our cow. And again, from the tailbone, We'll now tuck the tailbone under. Abdomen lifts up towards the ceiling, followed by the chest lifting, and finally the head drops towards the floor for our cat. Really trying to round through the back here, creating space in between the shoulder blades. Then again from the tailbone, lifting the hips up towards the sky. Abdomen drops towards the floor. Chest lifts forwards. Head lifts. Our cow. We'll move to our cat again. So from the tailbone, tucking the hips underneath the body. Lower back arches. Abdomen reaches up towards the ceiling. Our shoulder blades widen as our chest gently kind of matches with the abdomen, and then our head drops for our cat. And then we'll gently come back to a flat back position. So we're going to extend the right leg out behind us. If you want to curl the other toes, you can do that, or keep the foot flat, whatever helps you keep your balance. I prefer toes tucked. So we'll extend the right leg out behind us. Again, imagining that foot pressing into an imaginary wall. Oh, I can line up my foot there. It looks like I'm actually pressing my foot against the wall. So, we'll try and maintain this, what's the word I'm looking for? This even distribution of weight in between both hands. That's what I'm trying to say. While we bend our right leg, bring it underneath the body, drawing knee to nose. Towards nose, I should say. We'll extend through the right leg again, kicking it behind us. Tucking the foot underneath the body, knee to nose. And extending the leg again. Bringing some movement into the hip. Tucking underneath the body. And extending once again. And then we'll drop that knee to the floor. So we'll just do that on the other side and just swapping around so you will be able to see me. So this time, extending the left leg out behind us. Again, foot pressing into that imaginary wall. An even distribution of weight between both the hands. And the back toes can be tucked or flat, whatever helps you. So we'll tuck that foot, that knee underneath the body, knee to nose. And extend that foot out behind us. Again, knee to nose, really arching through the back. And extend that leg out behind us. Tucking knee to nose, underneath the body. And extending. Let's do one more for good luck. Tucking knee to nose. And then we can release that knee to meet the other leg knee. We'll take a moment to sit back on the heels. Drop the chest and the head down towards the floor. Taking a little rest in our child's pose. So if you want to close the eyes, please do so. Just to bring your awareness inwards. Away from the distractions of our day-to-day life. The to-do lists, our phones, people we're going to meet. I can meet 6 people. we want to gently guide that attention inwards. So just take a moment to bring your awareness to the breath. Don't change the breath. Don't change how you're breathing. Just be aware of the inhale and the exhale. And then we'll gently lift the head, coming back onto all fours. So we're actually going to come into a downward dog from here. So we'll bring our hands a little bit wider than shoulder width. I like to bring my little fingers to the edge of the mat. Then we'll really spread the hands, imagining that our hands are like starfish. We'll tuck the toes under. Our legs can be a bit closer together than the hands are. We can adjust that once we're in our downward dog. But we're lifting again from the tailbone. So we're tucking the toes under. Imagine someone's picking you up from the tailbone. Lift the hips up towards the sky. Chest gently kind of pressing towards the tops of the thighs. And we can gently walk out our dog. One foot and then the other. Feeling that opening through the backs of the legs. And then once you're ready, come and find a place of stillness. Dropping the heels towards the floor. Our knees can be bent. Allowing the hips to reach up towards the sky. The chest to draw towards the thighs. And if the shoulders are feeling a bit tight, we can gently bend through the elbows, creating space in the shoulders. From here, we're going to gently shift our weight to our left foot. And we're going to draw the right foot up towards the sky, trying to keep the hips as level as possible, so the leg might not go too far. This is our three-legged dog. Don't worry if you feel a bit wobbly. We can build strength in time. We'll bend that right knee, and we're going to bring that underneath the body, almost like we did earlier, but that foot's going to come towards the front of the mat. You might need to place it down and kind of wiggle it forward. And then we'll drop the back leg. And ta-da, we're in our lunge. So we've got the back knee dropped. We can keep the toes tucked under or flat, again, whatever is most comfortable for you. We'll take a moment to, if you want to come off the wrists and give them a bit of a shake, that's fine. We want to just bring our awareness to our front leg, making sure that our foot is underneath the knee stacked over the ankle. We'll then come onto our fingertips, lift the chest up, lift the head, and just take a breath here in our low lunge. If this is feeling a bit too much on the hips, then you can simply walk that back knee in a bit. So we've got this kind of almost like a box shape with the legs. We can still lift the chest here. We can still open through the hips. Again, just working through your motion of how comfortable it feels. So gently looking forwards, inhaling and exhaling. We're going to bring the right hand on the inside of the front foot now. I just realised I'm kind of facing the wrong way here, so I'll explain and then do the action. We're going to press into that right arm. Gently lift our... Sorry, I've got my left and right mixed up. Lift our left arm up towards the sky, opening through the chest. This is our open to sky, so pressing away from the mat with our lower hand, reaching up towards the sky with our top hand. I'm looking down towards the floor here, just so you can hear me. But you can take your head to the wall in front of you, or even up towards the sky. Opening through the chest, through our wingspan here. And then we'll gently circle that top hand down towards our hips, and then down towards the floor again. And we can recenter our hands here. So from here, I'm just checking, yep. We're going to come into what's called a crescent lunge. So if you feel wobbly at any point and you want to bring the hands back down, that's absolutely fine. Or you can do that, wiggle the knee in if it's feeling a bit wobbly. You can kind of adjust it to you. But what we're going to do is we're going to come onto the fingertips again, lift the chest, gaze in front of us. We'll bring one hand onto the front knee and then the other, lifting up. We drop the hips. You can stay here, or we can lift the hands in front and up towards the sky. Our crescent lunge, gazing in front of us, finding that drishti point, that point of focus. Back toes can be tucked or flat. Fingertips nice and spread. We're not holding the breath. And we're gently dropping the hips towards the ground. You might feel a bit wobbly. You might feel that tapas, that heat, agni in the hips, in the front leg. And then we'll gently circle the arms out to both sides and bring them down to the mat again. That's our crescent lunge. So from here, we'll bring the hands into prayer position. We're gently going to bring the left elbow onto the front leg, pressing the hands into one another. We could start to open up through the chest here in our low lunge prayer twist. Again, only moving as far as is comfortable for you today. If you need to come out at any point, just take a rest. Again, drawing the shoulders away from the ears, maintaining a nice gentle flow of breath. And then, as gentle as possible, we'll bring the hands back down to the mat. We can widen the hands and bring that front leg to meet the back leg. We'll widen the knees as wide as the yoga mat. Big toes together. Sit back onto the heels. Arms reaching towards the front of the mat. Chest drops here. And the head releases to the floor. Our extended child's pose. Take a little rest here. It's very strong in the hips today. So just try and allow the hips to release towards the heels. Almost like someone is gently pressing on your lower back. Chest releasing towards the ground. And again, just bring that awareness back to the gentle ebb and flow of the breath. If the mind starts to wander, again, just see if you can bring it back to the breath, to the present moment, to your practice on the mat here today. So we've done one side, so we've got to balance that onto the other side, otherwise we'll be lopsided. And while we're here, I'll just explain a bit more about that. So Hatha, or sometimes called Hatha yoga, is this yoga of balancing the left side of the body and the right side, almost like the yin and yang. Balancing the left and right hemispheres of the brain, balancing the male and female aspects of our energy body, trying to keep the body, the mind, our energy in this state of balance. So, from here, we'll press into the hands, lifting the head and the chest, coming back onto all fours, bringing the knees underneath the hips again. Going to come back into our downward dog. So fingers, or hands I should say, nice and wide. Fingertips nice and spread, again like those starfish. Toes tucked under. From the hips, lift up into your downward dog. Again, we'll gently pedal one leg and the other, opening through the backs of the legs. If you've been doing lots of walking, you might feel a bit tight here. And then, once you're comfortable, we'll find a nice place of stillness. A nice soft bend in the knees. Heels reaching towards the mat. Chest gently pressing towards the tops of the thighs. Hips are nice and facing up towards the sky. And again, if the shoulders are feeling tight, gently widen, or I should say bend the elbows to widen the shoulders, releasing any tension here. So we'll come into our three-legged dog. This time the left leg gently reaches out behind us, pressing that foot into an imaginary wall again. Keeping the hips level, only bring the leg as far as it will go. Then we'll swing that leg underneath the body, bringing it in between the front hands. Again, you might need to wiggle it to get it there. And then we'll drop the right knee to the mat. So we'll stack the front knee over the front ankle. And again, you can walk that back knee away or closer towards the body, depending on what's most comfortable for you. And one side, again, might feel completely different to the other. Our back toes can be tucked or flat. Can't remember if I said that. And we'll come into our low lunge. So coming onto the fingertips, lifting the chest and the head. Our low lunge. You can start to drop the hips here. Maybe they'll go a little bit further. Maybe they're feeling a bit tight today. And we can start to drop our centre down towards the mat. Again, maintaining this nice ebb and flow of breath through the nose or if your nose is a bit stuffy like me, through the mouth. And then we'll do our open to sky again, bringing our left hand onto the inside of the foot. We'll gently press away from the ground with that hand. Our right arm reaches up towards the sky, opening through the chest, through our heart space. Our head can look down towards the ground, or straight in front of us, or up to the sky. Oh, I nearly wobbled over. It's funny how when you change your drishti, your point of focus, it can really throw your balance off. Creating space in the front body, the side body, and the hips here. And then we'll gently circle that arm towards the back of the mat, and then it circles down to the mat where it was before. Our left hand comes back to frame the foot here. So we're going to come into our crescent lunge again. If you want to shuffle that back knee in a little bit to help you create this kind of centre of stability, then please do that. But again, we'll lift onto the fingertips. Hips still drop towards the mat, but this time we'll bring the hands firstly onto the knee, pressing up. Then we can release the hands if that's comfortable, swinging them forwards and up. I'm just going to adjust my feet a bit. There we go. Heart space radiating forwards, finding that drishti point, that point of focus. Really kind of squeezing the thighs together to help create this centre of balance here. Feeling the heat starting to come into the hips and the front leg. And making sure we're not holding the breath. We'll do this side a little bit differently for our twist. So we'll draw the hands together here, bring them to the heart space, and now we'll swing the right elbow onto the front leg, drop the hips, a noisy car goes past. We'll turn our body towards the side of the room. We're kind of pressing away from our leg here, pressing the hands into one another, so we're creating space in the neck. Oh, wobbly. Pressing our elbow into our knee, creating this lovely spiraling in the spine. Again, if you work at quite a sedentary job, then it's really good to move the spine gently in kind of this sideways twisting motion. Helps us create a healthy spine. But again, only working in what's comfortable for you. And then we'll gently bring the hands back to the mat. We'll swing our front foot to meet our back foot. And this time you can take the choice if you want the feet and the knees together, or if you want to take the knees wide as we come into our child's pose once again. Dropping the hips towards the heels, allowing the abdomen, the chest and the head to release towards the ground. Closing the eyes. And just imagine that the centre of, kind of in between the eyebrows. So our centre of intuition. There's a little magnet there, just imagine. And imagine that that magnet is drawing this kind of centre of creativity, of intuition, down a little bit further into the mat. Ajna chakra, our centre of inner consciousness, inner knowledge, and intuition. We'll bring our awareness again to the breath, seeing if you can slow down the breath now. Taking nice deep inhalations and just let the breath go. So before you kind of fall too deeply into this relaxed state, we'll press into the hands again, lift the head, chest, and we'll come onto all fours. We'll bring the knees to one side of the mat, sit back on the bottom, and we're going to come onto our bottom. We're going to come into our balance for today, which is a seated balance. This is boat or Navasana. So we'll start with our feet on the floor here. Feet together. Bring our hands underneath the knees. If you want to, you can clasp the hands or interlock the fingers and bring the hands again behind the knees. Whatever helps you. Sit up nice and tall. Open the heart space and begin to prepare us for our boat. Got a little abdominal workout a bit here. So we'll start to lean backwards. Again, not crumpling the spine, not arching the back. We want to maintain throughout this whole thing a nice lifted, elongated spine, chest lifted. And then we'll gently start to lift the toes maybe. And then maybe one heel lifts to parallel and maybe the other meets it. And again, just notice if you're starting to arch through the back, what happens is you can see me start to go. If you arch, you're just going to fall backwards. And if you do, it doesn't matter. You can always come back in. But we want to maintain a lift in the spine, lift in the chest, creating this balance. Again, our Hatha yoga, balance between the legs and the upper body. Our boat, our Navasana. If you want to, you could start to straighten one leg. I can't straighten mine in this posture. And then you can bring it back and try and straighten through the other. And then bring it back. And if you want another little challenge, see if you can release one hand and then the other. We've got this engagement in the abdomen. Bring the hands back to the knees if you need to. Seeing if you can keep your legs parallel. Mine's starting to drop when I lift my hands. I'm going to keep my hands behind my knees. Again, maintaining that lift, going through this little checklist of, are my feet engaged? Is my spine nice and elongated? We kind of constantly go through this circle of where the body should aim to be. And then we'll release the feet back onto the floor. We'll take the feet as wide as the yoga mat now. Bring the elbows onto the knees. And you can bring the hands wherever's most comfortable. If you want to interlock the fingers, bring them kind of onto the cheeks. But what we're going to do is we're just going to release the weight of the body over here. Maybe the hands come to the mat. And just close the eyes here. So you're in your own little cave for a minute. Maybe you feel the blood start to come towards the face and the head. Take a nice deep breath in. Feeling the back body expand. And with your next exhale, we'll lift back up to centre. So we're going to come to a comfortable lying position, comfortable seated position. We're not lying quite yet. We're going to come into our pranayama practice today. Our breathing practice. So prana is this life force, this life energy that waves on kind of the inhalation. And yama, pranayama, is this control or this, can't think of another word for it, we're controlling the breath basically, pranayama. So today we're going to do, excuse me, prana mudra. The mudra is just a hand gesture. So we've got Anjali mudra that we do sometimes, or Shin mudra. Don't know if you can see my hands. Shin mudra or Jnana mudra is this way. So mudra is just a movement of the hands. And again, prana is this life force, this life energy that lies on the breath. So as we inhale, we're filling the body full of energy, full of prana. And we're exhaling away any toxins in the body, anything that doesn't serve us, anything that we can let go of. So prana mudra is a nice, relaxing, slow breath. So we start by sitting up nice and tall. If you want to lift the hips again, grab something to sit on. If you're starting to get cold and you want to put on a jumper or some socks, then do that now before we come to lying after this. So once you're excuse me, comfortable, sitting up nice and tall, we're going to spread the fingers and bring them just hovering in front of the abdomen. If you've got breath in the body, we'll just exhale all of that breath out through the mouth. And as we inhale, we slowly draw the hands along the front of the body. And then, as the fingers get to about the face, the arms start to part and the hands come out to the sides. We hold the breath in here as the arms come up and overhead and join. And we exhale as the arms cut down in front of the body, all the way down to where they were before, the hands start to part and we're back at the start again. So don't worry if you didn't get it then. You can watch me for a few breaths, and then if you feel comfortable you can close the eyes and carry on with the movements at your own pace. Or you can just follow me throughout and just keep watching me. But I'm always here if you want to take a peek. So we'll start again by exhaling any breath that is sitting in the body. Inhale. The hands start to rise in front of the body. And don't worry if you're at a slightly different pace to me. We all have different lung capacities. So don't worry. Once our hands are out, we hold the breath as the hands draw over the head. And we exhale as the hands come down in front of the face. Down in front of the body. To the abdomen again, the hands part. Inhale. Hands facing towards us, rising in front of the body, in front of the face. Hands part as the arms come out. Holding the breath, we'll draw the hands over the head and exhale as the hands slide down to their original position. This is our prana mudra. Inhale, hands rising. And again, don't worry if you're at a different pace to me. After this one, I'll stop talking, but I'll carry on doing the practice. Holding the breath as the arms come over the head. And exhale, arms gently float down. So I'll just do the actions now. So we'll do one more full round of our prana mudra. So as the hands part for the last time, we'll just bring the palms of the hands onto the knees. Close the eyes. Just notice how the body feels. Any sensations in the body? Any tingling in the hands? Sense of calm or relaxation? Or maybe something entirely different. So we'll try and keep the eyes as closed as they can be. We'll remove the block from underneath us, or whatever you're sitting on, and just come to any comfortable lying position. That could be our corpse pose, legs out long, flat on our backs, palms of the hands facing up towards the sky. Maybe the feet come flat on the floor, feet as wide as the mat and the knees draw together. Maybe the feet want to come together and the knees wide. Maybe rolling onto one side of the body, or even lying on the front of the body. If you want to wrap yourself in a blanket or get on any more warm, comfortable clothes, and do that now before you relax too much. But once you've found your comfortable position, again, closing the eyes. So if you want to, you can silently say to yourself the following affirmation, or in yoga we call it a mantra. I give thanks for my health and the joys of living and being alive. If you want to, you can say it outwardly or silently. I give thanks for my health and the joys of living and being alive. Turn your attention to your breath. Just listen to the sound and any movement of your natural breath, flowing slowly in and out through your nose. On your next breath, slowly breathe in, and on the exhale, silently count 1. Inhale and exhale 2. Breathe in and out 3. In and out 4. Continue counting your breaths up to 10. When you reach number 10, Simply repeat the practice over again and again. If your mind starts to wander during your practice, or if you just lose concentration, that's okay. Just return your attention back to your breath and begin counting from number 1. So we'll gently bring the awareness back to the body, back to the room. Start by wiggling the fingers and the toes. Maybe rocking the head from one side and then the other. If you want to take a nice big stretch and a yawn, feel free. Then, once you're ready, gently roll onto one side of the body if you're not there already. Trying to keep the eyes closed. You might need to take a little peek. Once you're on your side, close the eyes again. Take a nice deep breath in. And just sigh the breath away. Letting go of anything that's not serving you today. Gently use the hands to press our way back to sitting. Come into a comfortable seated position. And again, close the eyes if you have to have a little peek. We'll close our practice today again with our chant of Om, our universal chant of unity. So we'll bring the hands, prayer position, Anjali Mudra, thumbs connecting to the chest, the heart space. Inhale, and on our exhale we'll chant Om. So take a nice deep breath in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace. Then we'll gently blink the eyes open. And we can return the hands to the knees. So, sorry it's gone really dark. I'm still getting used to the when the sun goes down with the time changes. But I hope that you're okay. Sorry about the internet problems. I really hope it gets sorted out soon, so that we can carry on with our yoga. But hopefully it's also not too long till we can do live classes again. So let me know if there's any comments or questions or any feedback. Keep an eye on Energy Centre Facebook, or if you're on Instagram, for any updates. And yeah, I'll let you get on with your evening or your weekend whenever you're doing this practice. Hopefully it's alright, hopefully the quality was okay, and I will see you again soon. Thank you very much. See you soon.